Sean Kelly reviews Joyride from July 6, 2023. Four Asian women go on a journey to cross Asia to locate one of their birth mothers in Joyride. Audrey, played by Ashley Park, is an Asian woman who was adopted as a baby by white American parents. As Audrey leaves on a business trip to Beijing, her childhood best friend Lolo, played by Sherry Cola, suggests that they track down Audrey's birth mother via the adoption agency. Accompanied by Lolo's odd cousin Deadeye, played by Sabrina Wu, and Audrey's college roommate turned actress Kat, played by Stephanie Hsu, the girls travel across Southeast Asia in search of Audrey's birth mother. Joyride synopsis. Joyride is the directorial debut from Adele Lim, previously best known as a screenwriter for Crazy Rich Asians and Raya the Last Dragon. Produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, Joyride is a raunchy comedy in a similar vein to films such as The Hangover, except it stars an entirely Asian female cast. As an adopted daughter of white American parents, Audrey has a disconnect with her Asian heritage despite growing up to become a lawyer. This is the opposite of her best friend Lolo, who works in her parents' Chinese restaurant while creating promiscuous art pieces. Audrey's upcoming business trip to Beijing ends up being the perfect opportunity to find her birth mother, especially after it discovers that her client Chow, played by Ronnie Cheng, favors a connection with family. Accompanied by Lolo, Deadeye, and Kat, Audrey travels across country to the adoption agent in Beijing to receive the location of her birth mother. Along the way, the girls get into many misadventures. My thoughts on Joyride. As a raunchy comedy, Joyride features several hilarious and politically incorrect set pieces. This includes being forced to hide the paraphernalia of an American drug smuggler on a train, a hilarious sex scene montage featuring members of a basketball team, and a performance of a risque J-pop song with a concluding sight gag that you can't unsee. As such, Joyride does prove that comedy does not really have cultural boundaries. However, there are still some elements of Joyride that do not mesh with me. Particularly, this involves the characterization of the character of Deadeye, played by Sabrina Wu. While never explicitly described as such, it is heavily insinuated that the character is autistic, which includes her very odd behavior. Her first scene has her asking if it's okay to bring lighters on board a plane, and she seems to have a bigger connection with K-pop than interhuman connections, opting to participate in a dance-off during the aforementioned sex scene montage. While the character does open up over the course of the film, it is still hard for me not to view Deadeye as anyone other than the token autistic character. In fact, all the characters in Joyride can be described as a character type. Ashley Park, from Emily in Paris fame, plays Audrey as a good girl focused on her career, while her best friend Lolo, played by comedian Sherry Cola, is the complete opposite. Then there is freshly Oscar-nominated actress Stephanie Hsu from Everything Everywhere All at Once as Audrey's former college roommate Kat, who is supposedly reformed from her old promiscuous ways as she prepares to wed her celibate acting co-star Clarence, played by Desmond Chain. Joyride eventually progresses into more dramatic territory as Audrey learns some surprising truths about both her birth mother and the less than kind person she has been to her friends. I don't want to get into too much detail about the final act of the film, though it does feature a very familiar face making a cameo. The catharsis in the third act does help Joyride to come together after getting a bit rocky towards the end of the second act. Despite my personal issues involving the treatment of a possibly autistic character, I still found Joyride to be an often funny, raunchy comedy that still has some heart by the end. I give the film 3.5 stars. Positive notes for Joyride. The raunchy comedy is often quite funny. The more dramatic third act gives the film its heart. Negative notes for Joyride. The character of Deadeye being the token autistic character.